Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and happy full moon to you. We are about to have a full moon in Virgo on the 18th or 19th of March, depending on where you are. It's going to happen at 8:18 a.m. This is GMT, my local time, so that could be on the 18th or the 19th for you. As always, I'm back with 4 key things to help us manifest under this wonderful energy. So we have a Pisces Stellium, which you can see here where I've circled number 1. We've got an Aquarius Stellium, which is number 2. We've got Mars and Venus, which will conjunct in the sign of Aquarius, which we've got for number 2. Sorry, I've circled that twice. You've got an inner circle and the bigger circle. So the little circle is the conjunction. And then we have the moon and Pluto actually in trine, which is perfect harmony, and this will be happening in earth energy. So let's see how this translates to how we could use this to our advantage and what kind of signs that this would be impacting on the most. So if you are a Pisces, then obviously this aspect here will impact on you probably quite a lot, because this will be happening somewhere near your sun, wherever your sun is. If you have a Pisces heavy chart like myself, if you have a lot of Pisces in your chart, then this can also impact on you as well. But anybody else who falls outside of this, you will obviously have Pisces ruling somewhere in your own birth chart, so this will resonate here. Now if you know your chart well, that's cool. If not, click the links below and I can help you to discover where this may be happening in Patreon. So when we have a stellium, we have 3 or more planets under a sign. So at the moment we've got the Sun, we've got Neptune, we've got Jupiter, and we've got Mercury in the mix for this particular stellium. So we've got 4 planets, which I've highlighted over here on the left on the chart for the full moon. Now last month we had a stellium in Pisces as well, but it was different planets that were involved. So this is continuation energy. And so where I said to you that Pisces is like the dreamer of the zodiac, and this is the universe saying to us, you know what, it's time to think big and think of the possibility, this is following through. And now when you look at the charts, or when I look at the charts from an astrology perspective, what the universe is showing me is that this is more about a door opening opportunity, or to sow the seeds for whatever it is that you want now. Or if you've already been sowing your seeds, which hopefully you have since we started 2022, now it could be time to actually water the seeds. And I say that in quotations. When I say water, I mean tend to whatever it is that you was focused on, especially now that this full moon is happening literally a couple of days before we have the equinox. So we're changing season. And when we change season, we have a change of energy, we have a change of direction, and things shift in life. And then after this, we've got in April the first eclipse of 2022. So between now and you could say April is a very key time for door opening and sowing seeds and getting ready for this new season. So this moon, the planets are suggesting, rather than suggesting a lucky new moon, like a lucky full moon, like they were suggesting around the new moon, now they're kind of suggesting that this is about movement and growth and your chance to really open that door and to kind of move forward with whatever it is that you want. Now, where the universe is supporting you with this in life will depend, as I said, where Pisces is in your chart. But to keep this very general, we have this energy, you could say, in the universe that is saying to us, you know what, the Sun, health, growth and vitality. Neptune is the planet of opportunities, hopes and dreams. Jupiter is the planet of luck, fortune and expansion. And Mercury is the planet of travel, IT and thoughts and thinking and communication. These energies are all being influenced by that big dreamer, think of the possibility energy of Pisces. Now, what's key here when I look at this stellium myself is Neptune's involvement, because Neptune is an opportunity planet, you could say. It's where we have our hopes and dreams, to keep it very general. But if you're looking at a birth chart, Neptune can indicate where a person might experience a lot of loss or up and down in their life, but this can be a great opportunity for them to really make something of themselves. So I do consider Neptune a planet of opportunity. Now, with it being in this mix, it is about this full moon looking for where your opportunity is. So I want you to ask yourself, regardless of what your star sign is, regardless of what you know about your birth chart or what you don't know about your birth chart, just ask yourself, what are the possibilities in my life right now? And what doors should I really be focused on opening as we move forward, especially as we've got the equinox in a few days? So what doors should be opening for you? What seeds should you be sowing, or what have you been working on that you can give a really focused push with right now, so that next season things come to fruition or things start moving in that direction? Now, our second area which we can use for great manifestation under this full moon is our Aquarius Stellium. Now, Aquarius is a very different energy to Pisces, and this Aquarius Stellium is really kind of taking over from the Capricorn Stellium that we had around the new moon. So if Capricorn was the energy that was making us work hard and make us be focused, Aquarius, which is the energy which is more about being dynamic, eccentric, unique, thinking of the bigger picture, facts, data, reality, the tangible things in life. Aquarius is now asking us to move forward with whatever it is that we need to do. Bring it to life. Don't just work hard on it like we were around the new moon. Now we've really got to bring it to life. So when we look at the planets that we've got involved in this stellium of Aquarius, we've got Saturn, which is the planet of discipline, maturity, challenge. We've also got Venus, which is a planet of love, money, art, beauty. That's what she can represent. But generally speaking, Venus is about our desires in life, and she will connect us to what it is that we want. We've also got Mars in this stellium, which is about motivation, determination. He's a representation of a person's sex drive, how they manage their anger, and how they manage their aggression. So with these three planets that we've got under this Aquarius energy, who are being influenced by this Aquarius energy, then obviously to me this looks like the universe is saying, get disciplined with your achievement. Follow through from that Capricorn stellium that we had a few weeks ago when we had the new moon, and now get really disciplined with everything, because Saturn is that planet that will bring around challenges, discipline, and he will mature us. This is a planet that often will test us in life. You know, both good and bad things. He will test us in life. So, you know, we've got this energy with Mars and Venus, which is, you know, connection to what we want and our motivation and desire to go after it. So we need to get disciplined with that. Now would be a good time to really get disciplined with that. Now, using the Aquarius energy, so this is about taking this message that the universe has given us about being disciplined with our achievement and really going after what it is that we want, but doing it from an Aquarius point of view. And this I love because I'm an Aquarius myself. So Aquarius is a very dynamic sign. It is a very eccentric sign. It is very unique. It focuses on the bigger picture. It is not a small thinker in any way, shape or form. Aquarius will think big. But what separates Aquarius from, say, another big thinker like Pisces is that Pisces can be a dreamer. Aquarius is a bigger picture thinker, but very focused on reality. Aquarius will not do anything or bring anything to fruition or look at a bigger picture unless it's backed up by things like facts, data, reality, and they can actually see that this is going to work. Aquarius is not really much of a risk taker, whereas Pisces might be. Aquarius will go out there, get things done, but it has to be pretty certain that it's gonna happen, especially being a fixed sign as well. But generally speaking, looking at things from an Aquarius point of view in your life at the moment, where you should be getting disciplined with your achievement, it is about being maybe a little bit dynamic with things. So if you're trying to achieve something at the moment and you're very focused on this and you're disciplined about going ahead with it, you could maybe bring this to fruition, but maybe do it in a way that's not, how can I say, not I don't want to say usual or normal, but bringing it to fruition in a way that's more Aquarius, more dynamic, maybe coming out of your comfort zone, maybe doing it in a different fashion to what would be expected of you, or how you would normally expect to do something, maybe doing something in your very own unique way, and being very focused on whatever it is that you're trying to achieve at this moment in time. So an Aquarius stellium is a good energy to be able to think creatively, most definitely, to get things done, but in a creative manner. But at the same time, always making sure that the plan is solid and how things are going to go is solid. You've done the research, you've got the facts, you've got the data, you know that this is possible. You know, it's not too dreamy, it's more, okay, I've checked this out, it's going to work, let's go for it, let's bring it to life. So this is a wonderful energy as well to be manifesting with under this full moon. Now, as I said, if you are an Aquarius, this is going to happen somewhere near your sun, you know, wherever your sun is in your chart. And so when I say that this will be somewhere near your sun, it could resonate for you on a deep level, like on a how you experience life, because the sun is a representation of, you know, how we show up in the world, our personality, and who we are. So if you are an Aquarius, then this energy could resonate with actually who you are quite deeply, and it could be a sign for you to really get disciplined with your achievement now and what it is that you really want. So the next aspect that we've got going on around this full moon is that we're going to have Mars and Venus conjunct again. And I love this because we had this in around the new moon, and it happened in a sign of Capricorn. And I spoke about that in the last video, so I'm not going to go into too much detail about this. But focusing on this full moon, Mars and Venus in Aquarius. So this can bring about some really sexy times and real fun times. I spoke about this in the last video and what is significant about Mars and Venus when these two planets meet up. And for anybody who's not too clear, a conjunction is when two planets are side by side. They're within, you could say loosely, 8 degrees of each other. So this means that they're having a very close conversation about how we can work together. Their energies are working together. So you've got Venus, which, as I said, is a representation of love, money, art, beauty, but mainly about desire, okay, in connecting us to whatever it is that we want. Now, in a sign like Aquarius, this is going to make Venus's energy of connection to what we want a lot more creative and a lot more innovative. So if you caught on to what I said on the last section about going about things in maybe an Aquarius way, which is a bit more dynamic or a bit more unusual or a bit more eccentric than you normally would do, and not being afraid to think outside of the box, Venus, the planet that actually connects us to what it is that we desire, is being influenced by this because she's under Aquarius as well. So it's about going after what we want in maybe a more creative or innovative way. Now, Mars, the same thing applies. Now, Mars is, you know, that motivation, determination, how we show up in the world, what gets us up in the morning, how we move forward in life. Now, under Aquarius, this Mars is going to be a lot more dynamic with his determination. He's going to still want to get things done because that's what Mars is about. That's what Mars in our chart will represent, and that's how he influences us generally. But under Aquarius's influence, he's going to be a lot more dynamic with things. He's going to do things maybe a bit more eccentrically as well. So these two planets coming together is another indication of it's a time to really go after what you desire now, especially as we have this road opening, I'm being pushed to say, with the equinox, and especially as we have the eclipses coming up as well and the change of season. It's really time to get dynamic with whatever it is that we want. So this is a great energy to have, and it's also a very fun energy, as I said in the last video for the new moon. You know, Mars and Venus together, maybe I'll do a separate video on this, on why it's such a good dynamic in astrology and what it can mean. But generally speaking, these two planets meeting up in a conjunction, it's a good look. It's a very, very good look when they're having a nice conversation with each other as planets. So again, you are an Aquarius, again, this could be happening somewhere around your sun. And it could be an indication for you personally to, you know, go about things dynamically, to look at what your desires are, to get motivated and to see what it really is that you want out of life around now, especially as we are changing season. For anybody else who's not an Aquarius, this doesn't mean that this doesn't impact on you. Of course it will. It just depends on where Aquarius rules in your chart, what house of life. And I try to keep these videos very concise and very focused on what's going on, rather than getting too deep into astrology. If you want to get more deep into astrology, more deep into how you can work out how this is going on in your chart, how to understand where a sign rules in your chart and the houses of life and that kind of thing, just check out the links on the description box or the pinned comment. There might be some blogs up on my website, the Spiritual Parlour, or you can also go over to Patreon and check out things there. Okay, so our fourth and final aspect that's going on around this full moon, which could be helpful for us, is that we've got the moon in trine with Pluto, and this is happening in earth energy. So the element is earth energy. So what is a trine or a trine, depending on where you're from, how you pronounce it? It's basically perfect harmony. In basic terms, not getting too using too much astrology jargon, a trine or a trine is when two planets are basically positioned enough distance from each other that they are able to have a really great conversation, and they're able to interact really, really well. And this is because they're going to be in under the influence of signs that are the same element. So if you look up here on the chart, we've got where you can see house 6, we've got the moon, the grey symbol under Virgo, and if you look up on house 10, you've got the planet that looks like a pea, kind of burgundy colour, and that is under Capricorn. So they are both earth signs, yeah? So again, they're having a good conversation. The moon is our emotions. It can represent as also a mother figure in our life when we're looking at a birth chart. And Pluto is that planet of transformation, change. A lot of astrologists say, and I would definitely agree, that Pluto can represent the soul, you know, a representation of the soul. I would agree with that. If you look at enough charts and see how Pluto can impact on people's lives, it can be a representation of our soul. He's also the planet of death, rebirth, and I've put here in brackets crime, sex, drugs, and the underworld, because Pluto does rule over those areas of life as well. But for the purposes of this kind of video, I'm not really focused in on the crime, sex, drugs, and the underworld stuff. It's more so his energy of transformation. So what we've got here with this aspect is like emotional grounding. And I say grounding because it's in an earth element. And what is earth? Earth is the ground, and it's where we ground. So if you think of like root chakra energy, so this is emotional grounding and harmony with the soul's desire. So it's a good time to look at your chart and to see where Virgo and Capricorn's energies are, because this could give you an indication of where this emotional harmony when it comes to transformation and change that could be happening in your life is. So for example, if we just look at the chart that I've pulled on the left, you've got the moon in the 6th house and you've got Pluto in the 10th house. So the 6th house is generally, you know, how we are, you could say it's our ability to earn. Yeah, it's our ability to earn, it's our health, it's our disputes that we have in life, and it also covers our pets. The 10th house is our career, our direction, the father figure, and generally where we're going in life. So if this was someone's actual birth chart over on the left, then you could say, okay, so this transformation and change and harmony energy and this grounding energy could surround this person's career and their ability to earn some money in the future. This could be what's coming for them as we go through this full moon and this kind of equinox energy that's going to be happening in a few days. So that's what I mean. If you are able to understand where the signs rule in your chart and where the houses of life are that they rule, you can kind of gauge where this energy, or where each energy, or where any energy with what any planets that make transits and aspects in charts and in the day-to-day, in a day-to-day, you could say every day, because the planets move every day. You know, they make some kind of movement. So you could pull a chart for any day, every day, and you could see how this could translate in your chart or somebody else's chart. So that's just a basic example. But to keep this general, you know, with this energy that we've got in the universe, it feels like the universe is saying to us that, you know, are you grounded right now emotionally? Are you? A serious question. And if you're not, what do you need to do to get grounded right now emotionally? Are you ready for the next season? Are you ready for your next season? What could be quite transformational, or whatever the universe has in store for you as we move through this next season? Are you ready? You know, and if not, this could be a time for you to really take some time journaling or meditation or thinking about whatever it is you need to get grounded, because we're in for a bit of a ride. We've got the equinox, then we've got the eclipse in April, then we're going to have another eclipse, and obviously we've got all the other transits that will be happening in between that. But the main big energies are eclipse and equinox. And this time of year is a very special time of year. And it's a very important time of year, and us astrologers get very excited. Well, I know I certainly do, about this time of year, because what it can potentially mean for me, for you, for our family, for everybody. You know, it is where you could say, spiritually speaking, doors and portals are very, very open, you know, when you have the eclipse. And also it does depend on the kind of eclipse that we're having. But I'm not going to spend too much time on breaking down the types of eclipse. I'll probably do a separate video on that when we get nearer to the eclipse in April, which I think is around the 30th of April, the first one we have. But for the here and now, just know that this is a question being posed to you from the universe with this aspect here. This is a question that they are saying, are you emotionally grounded? If not, what do you need to do to get grounded? You know, and how is it in your life that you are preparing for some kind of transformation and change that you could very much need on a soul level? Because let's not forget, it's Pluto, the planet that is making the trine, which is a representation of the soul. So how do you feel about all this as we move forward? So this is it. This is what we've got moving forward through this full moon. So just as a recap, generally speaking, for manifestation, look for opportunities now. Now is a wonderful time. No matter what is going on in your life, no matter how you feel, you know, look for the opportunities around you, because it is now, while these portals are beginning to open, that you will start to see them, or they could even start to come to you. And even more so when you look at the astrology for this full moon, which is just before the equinox. Also, sow the seeds that you need now. Sow the seeds now, so that as we move through the next season, as we have that change, as we certainly have the eclipses coming up, you can hopefully see some kind of shift in whatever it is that you've sown. Or when I say sown, I mean manifested, you could say, by the time we move through the eclipse or later on in this year. Or if you've already been doing that work, now is a good time to water and tend to whatever it is that you've been doing. And the Pisces Stellium is really what's giving me this message. Now, roads and doors are opening, as I said, with the season change, and it's time to act, really, and to become disciplined now with the Aquarius Stellium. We had the Capricorn one around the new moon, and we had one before that. We had some at the start of the year, basically gearing us up and saying, look, you know, where does Capricorn rule in your chart? This is the area of life where you've got to get your shit together, basically. Come on, get it together. You know, Capricorn was supporting us with that. It felt very much to me, looking at the charts, like at the beginning of the year or the first quarter of this year, Capricorn's energy has really been trying to teach us all something, and whatever that is will be something different, because we'll all have individual charts that are different, and we'll all have Capricorn will rule in different areas of our life. But now we've gone through the phase of Capricorn kind of dominating the planets. We're moving into Aquarius, kind of dominating the planets, and other Aquarius and Pisces, because we've just moved through those seasons. So now we've got a new energy, which is about bringing everything to life. Aquarius's energy is very different to Capricorn. It will make shit happen. You know, it will make things happen in a very public way. Capricorn will, obviously, because it is the most hardworking planet, but Aquarius will bring things to the public, to the forefront. Aquarius will reveal things. You know, it will make things public so that everybody can see it. So if you've been working on something that needs that kind of bigger audience, or even if you want to see things come to light and come to you in your life, and it be revealed to you in your life, if it's something quite personal and it's not a big thing, this is the kind of energy that you need with Aquarius's energy, that will help bring things to light so that they are seen. So yeah, and the final message: get grounded. Get grounded, guys. Get ready for the changes. The Pluto moon trine. Definitely get grounded. Get grounded and ready for the next season. So join me on Patreon if you wish to. The links are below. Do check out the pick a card reading that I did for the equinox. That should pop up here maybe as I'm speaking now towards the end of the video. If not, it should be linked somewhere below in the description box or the pinned comment. Go and see what your blessings will be as we move through the equinox on the 20th of March. See what's coming, could potentially be coming your way as we make this transition, what blessings could come to you. And I hope to God that I get this done in time. I'm planning on doing a guided meditation, especially for the equinox for you guys. I felt pushed to do one of these. I think the last time I did a guided meditation for a special occasion was when something happened in Jupiter, maybe. It was quite a long time ago. It wasn't this year, it was last year. But this season change, this very important time that I know that it is as an astrologer and as a witch, I know it's a very important time. So it is a good time for a guided meditation focused on the equinox and exactly what you're going to bring to fruition in your next season. So have a wonderful full moon. If something here helped you or resonated with you, please do give the video a like, drop me a comment, let me know how things go. And as always, blessed be, stay safe, and I will catch you in the next video.